What's going on, guys? Scouts11 here, back with Warhammer Quest Silver Tower. I've had to move locations to the basement where I don't have very good light, and I apologize. I was playing on the kitchen table, and I was on it for like 2 days, and my wife was like, can we move this thing so we can actually eat dinner at our kitchen table? So, you know, I kind of had to give in to that. So, we come downstairs, and like I said, the lighting is not very good down here. Hopefully, I have recorded videos down here before, and I'm able to kind of brighten them up when I render them, so hopefully that'll help with the lighting a little bit. I hope so. We'll see. Hopefully it works out okay. But I had a major error at the end of the last video. And I knew the rule, but I just didn't do it properly for some reason. So, the respite rule, if you can't have two in a row, and respite, you can't take a respite twice in a row, and a respite happens if no adversaries get to attack during one round, then you can take a respite. And we actually have yet to be attacked by an adversary. And for some reason, even though I knew the rule, I did it wrong by thinking that, well, we had another battle after the last respite, so we could take another one. That's not true. It's that you have... A respite only occurs if the adversaries didn't get an attack turn. Basically, when their turn comes up, if there's none on the board, then you can take a respite. So I was not allowed to do it last turn. So I moved my guys, and I acted like I was going to take a respite. So what technically happened was none of the treasure cards that we got last turn I would have been able to get. And because I attempted a second respite in a row, I would have gotten a event. So, to make the game right, I'm going to roll for an unexpected event, because I screwed it up, and I didn't want to continue with it that screwed up. So, unexpected event, you roll 2 dice, 1 for the 10s, 1 for the 1s. So we got a 1 and a 3, so that's a 13. So let's see what a 13 is. Alright, let's see here. A thick and cloying fog billowed up to engulf the champions. Scintillating blue and purple vapors in which strange lights swam. The clouds shredded apart as quickly as they had come, but in their wake were left Kyric acolytes, who sprang swiftly to the attack. Roll a dice and place that many acolytes next to the board, starting with the rune-marked player, and going clockwise. Each player sets up one of those acolytes as close to their hero as possible until they have all been set up. Alright, so we're getting jumped by some Kyric acolytes. So first we have to roll a die to see how many are coming. 2. Nice. Only a 2. So, 2 acolytes. Now there's 4 different acolytes in the game. And the rules state that you cannot take 2 of the same type of adversary group, like 2 of the same when there's others available. For example, this acolyte has a shield. He has more health than the other ones. This acolyte has a glaive. He does more damage for his melee attacks than the other ones. So they all, depending on what they have equipped, they actually do things differently. Now there's 4 of them. We can already take 2, so I guess we'll roll to see which ones we get. I think that's the best way to do it. I don't know. Or I can just grab them, but let's roll. Let's give fate a chance. So we'll just roll until we get a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So we roll 5. Let's keep. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right. So the guy with the shield is coming on, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the guy with the glaive is coming on. So those are the 2 that we're getting. Alright, so now starting with our Rune-marked player, who is now our War Priest, they have to go as close to that character as possible. Our War Priest is right here, and he's actually, they can't get to him. We did the shield guy first, so we'll put him like 2 spaces away, I guess, to here. Now the next guy would be the Mistweaver, and he can get somebody next to him. So this guy with the glaive is next to the Mistweaver, which isn't good, because he has terrible defense. There's only 2 of them, so I think we'll be okay. We actually have our whole round to go before we have to worry about them. So, let's do it. So let's start at the beginning. Oh, actually, that was the end of last turn. So, technically, the Fire Slayer Doomseeker at the time was the Rude Mark player, so we have to redo this. Yeah, well, we could still put him here next to the Fire Seeker Doomslayer, and then this guy would actually go next to the War Priest, who we can't, so we'll put him here. So we'll switch it up a little bit. Yeah, because we actually didn't move the token yet. Okay, so do they attack right now, or do they just hop on the board and we just kind of go with what's going on here? Starting with the Rude March player and going clockwise, set up these acolytes as close to the heroes as possible until they've all been set up. It doesn't say anything that they instantly attack or anything. So I think we just move on. So it's the end of the round now. So now the token actually goes to our War Priest. We check to see if any rooms get taken away. They don't. And we move on to the Destiny dice to the start of the next round. So let's hope we don't get anything nasty here. 2 1s. Oh no. We got a full house. Holy shit. I didn't think I'd see that. Full house. Alright. That has... Actually, I don't think that's... I haven't really used that one before, but if I remember, I did kind of look over it, and I don't think it's as bad as I thought it was going to be. I figured it'd be something terrible. Alright, let's see. Fickle Fate. Fate giveth and fate taketh away. If all 5 dice are discarded, which they will be, each hero can roll a d3 and discard that many wounds from their hero card. Oh, that's good. If all 5 Destiny dice show the same number, each hero can also draw a skill card. Wow. Then resolve the consequences of the dice. So we still resolve them, but the fact that we rolled that many all doubles and all the dice are gone, we actually get a bonus. We don't need to heal. We didn't get 5 of the same. So none of that really helps us, but we still have to do the dice. So 4 is Tweak. If any 4s are discarded and there are any adversaries on the board with a vigor of 3 or more, set up Tweak as close as possible to the one with the highest vigor. Subtract 1 from any attack rolls for heroes in the same chamber as Tweak. Ugh, that sucks. Okay, so Tweak is coming on the board. He's the little dragon guy. Let's find him. Here's Tweak. I don't think we've seen him yet. Here's what he looks like. And there is a guy of adversaries on the board with 3 or more. There's one with 4. So we put him next to the one with the highest, it said, which is the guy with the shield. So we'll put him right here. Right next to him. Okay. So now anybody on this chamber, is it the chamber or board? Same chamber, everybody subtracts 1 from their die. Now if we catch Tweak, his boon means we get to reroll 2 dice after you make an action or destiny roll. Okay. But if we try to capture him and we miss him, we discard D3 hero dice from our hero card and discard a destiny die for each hero dice you cannot discard. Interesting. Okay, so there's that. Now the other problem is that we rolled 1s as well. So that is another unexpected event. So let's see what happens. We got 46. Alright. So let's see what 46 is in the unexpected events. We're just knocking these out right now. Okay. Let's see. Blinding light engulfed the champions, a searing luminescence that manifested without warning and buried away all sensation. For a span of time that might have been seconds or centuries, the champions hung in that eerie void before reality sprang back upon them with a fearsome roar. Remove all miniatures from the board except the rune-marked player's hero and set them aside. Interesting. All miniatures. So that's everybody. Alright. Acolytes go away. Tweak goes away. The rune-marked player is the priest. So everybody goes away. Even the dog, I assume. All get not taken away. Let's see. Starting with the rune-marked player and going clockwise, the players take turns setting up a miniature that was removed. Miniatures must be set up in the same chamber as the rune-marked player's hero, or as close as possible if there's no space in that chamber. Once all of the miniatures that were set aside have been returned to the board, the round continues. Oh, so we can kind of set them up where we want them. Oh, so that's actually not that bad for us. The players take turns to set up a miniature that was removed. A miniature that was removed. Alright, so kind of liked our setup there for that fight. So the Runemark player chooses first, even though his isn't the one that came off the board. So that's interesting. So yeah, we're just going to keep it the way we kind of had it, I think. We're going to put him there. It doesn't really matter who. I get to set them all back up myself, so we'll just set them back up. I think we're going to set them back up pretty much the same way we had them. Except, yeah, we're just going to do the same way we had him. Because I kind of liked how we had him. He was kind of hidden here. I had the big guy attacking our best defender already. The shield guy was on the dwarf. That was good. And then, so we'll just put him back the same way. So I could see in some ways how that could be really useful. This fight, I guess it didn't seem that useful because I kind of liked the setup already. But, you know, there could be fights where being able to place them back however you wanted, because you kind of get jumped into different ways maybe, could be really useful. Alright, the problem is we have no destiny dice because of all the doubles, but now we get to go on with our turn. So, the War Priest is up. So let's take a look at what he's going to do. Nobody's wounded or stunned, so we get all our dice. So he gets a 5, a 3, a 2, and a 1. Not the best roll ever. His range attack, you need a 6. There's area attack, which would have been really nice. He can't do much. Oh, he can move through his own miniatures, so he can get around. I think he might go try to take Tweak, actually, because Tweak being on the board is going to make everybody roll at a -1 attack roll. So let's do that. Let's take the 1. He's going to move. So he can move 3. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3 to here. And then he's going to spend his 2 to move again into Tweak's space. So now there's a roll off here. The first die will be for our War Priest. He has to roll higher to capture him than another die. So he rolls a 4, not too bad. And the die he's going to roll against is a 2. Nice. So he actually captures Tweak. He doesn't get the Bane. He gets a boon. He gets to put him on his card and use him later on when he needs to. And he can reroll to 2 dice after an action or destiny roll. He discards Tweak and can do that. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So now he's sitting here. He's going to use the dog, I think. He's going to spend his 3 to control his Gryph-hound, who can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to attack the shield guy. So the Gryph-hound, remember, rolls 2 dice. Any 4s are hits. So he rolls a 4 and a 3, so 1 hit on the shield. That guy has 4 health, where the other one only has 3. Alright. And then he has a 5 left, so he is going to attack the shield guy himself with his Warhammer, a 3+ for 1 damage. Rolls a 5, so it's another damage. So he's down to half health. So nice. Okay. So now we're up with our Mistweaver Saya. A 6, a 3, a 2, and a 1. So that 6 is awesome. The Mistweaver Saya 6 is Glitter Dust, or Bedazzle, I'm sorry. Glimmer Mist is another one. Bedazzle, where he can, is a stun attack 3 or more in the area. So you can stun every enemy on the same chamber, 3 or more. That's very useful. That could take out, completely help you win a fight. I don't know if he needs to do that, though. Problem is she's behind this. She could attack this guy, because we have right here is where is an obstacle, but he can go diagonal across. He can't attack the shield guy. but she can attack him. So I think that's what she's going to go with. There's not enough enemies to bedazzle, I don't think. I think it's a waste. There's only 2. So she's going to spend her 3 for Illusory Assault. 3 or more, a D3 damage. Rolls a 3, so that's a hit. D3 damage. 4, so that's 2 damage on this one over here. He has 1 health left, so she's going to spend a 6 and do the same attack. 3 or more. 2 misses. Dang it. Alright, now she cannot do that. All she has left is her blade at a 1 or higher. Is she going to come out and attack? I think so. She's going to spend a 1 to move. She can move 4. So 1, 2, 3 to here. And she's going to go after the shield guy. Yeah, she couldn't get close enough to him. She's going to melee him at a 4 or more for the Elven Blade. 4 or more for 1 damage. Rolls a 3. That's a miss. Okay. So now we move on to our Knight Questor, who is in the thick of it. A 6. Nice. A 4. A 3. And a 1. Well, he is definitely going to use his 6. He doesn't really need it, but it's the same as he needs a 3 or more for whatever attack he does. The Thunder Charge Strike is 3 damage, the Warblade is 2 damage, but they're both the same attack roll, so he might as well use the Thunder Charged Strike with his 6, 3 or more hits. He gets it. He's going after the shield guy, which will be 4 damage, and takes him out. Will actually be 5 damage. Whatever attack would have took him out. So our boy gets a Renown. Goes up to 4. He's leading the pack right now. And he has a lot of dice left. So he's going to use his 4 for his Warblade. 1 hit on this guy will take him out. 3 or more. Rolls a 5. So he's out as well. So we've had a pretty easy time so far. That was a fight that we weren't expecting though. But it still works. So now, where I screwed up last time was I thought, oh, we had a fight so we can take a respite. It's not correct. The adversaries haven't attacked us. Will not attack this round. So we cannot do that again. Excuse me. So if we take another respite, we'll get another unexpected event. We don't want that. So our hero here, Questor, he's going to use his 1 to explore and move into the next room. And we get The Way Divides. Oh, this is the one with multiple exits. Okay, so this is a little different. With every step forward, the glittering mists thickened, heavy with the half-glimpsed shapes and the shattered fragments of memories. Roll on encounter table A. Arcane heroes can make this action. Excuse me, we have 1 arcane hero. Scry. Pick up an exploration deck at one of the chamber's exits. Look at either its top or bottom card. You can share the information if you wish. Okay, interesting. So let me set up this chamber, and we'll be right back. Alright, so because of the room I have here, you could set it up like this way, but that would run into different components I have set up. So I'm going to set up the way that is the easiest for me to not have to change more around. So this room has multiple exits here. So we have the entrance here, and then there's an exit here and an exit here. So when that happens, you take the exploration deck, whatever's left, you pick an exit, and you draw from the bottom. So it keeps the bottom cards still on the bottom of the decks, but the deck splits, because there's 2 different ways to go, now the deck splits. So we'll take the bottom card, put it here, the other next bottom card here, and then bottom, and then the last card there. So now depending on what direction we go, there's going to be different rooms. Alright, and we have to roll on encounter table A, it said, for this attack. So we roll a 4. Oh, and counter table A is a 2d6. I'm sorry. So we'll leave the 4 there and roll another one for a 4. So that's an 8. 1 Kyric Acolyte per player. Hey, we just fought those guys. But now we get to use all 4 of them because there's 4 people in the party, 4 players. So we get to see the glaive guy. We didn't even attack last time, but we get to see the glaive and the shield guy. And now we also get to see this guy with the 2 weapons, who can use 4 dice for melee instead of 2. That's his bonus. And this guy who can his ranged attack does extra damage. That's his bonus. I don't think I talked about these guys really in that way. The shield guy has 4 instead of 3 health. That's his bonus. And the glaive, for his melee attack, he does 2 damage instead of 1. That's his bonus. So, alright, so now we set them up in the middle of the table. However kind of we want here. So, I think it matters too much. I kind of want to keep that guy who rolls 4 melee dice a little farther away. So we'll do something like this. So a guy in the middle and next to him and 1 guy behind. Okay, so I think this will be the first round where we actually see the enemy's attack. We haven't had that yet. It's been pretty easy for us. But we only have 2 guys left, and the Knight Questor only has 1 die left. So he's going to move ahead. Actually, he might pull this guy. So the Knight Questor has a 3 left, and he has this challenge for a 2 or higher. Pick an adversary and move it up to 3 spaces towards you. If you spent a die with a score of 4 or more, you can pick 3 of them. 3 spaces towards you. Up to 3 spaces. So I think he's going to do that. He's going to bring a guy in, and then the dwarf is going to come flank around here on the side, I think, and attack him, try to take one of these guys out before they have a chance to really hurt us. Move it 3 spaces. It doesn't say you have to see them. It just says pick an adversary and move it up to 3 spaces towards you. That's all it says. Okay. So we could technically do the guy who rolls 4 dice on his attack. 1, 2, 3, and put him right here. I think I'm going to do that. He only has 3 health, so we might be able to take him out before he gets up and attacks on their turn. So we're going to move him 1, 2, 3 right in the face of our tank. He spent his die. And now our dwarf, Fire Slayer Doomseeker, is going to try to flank around, at least come around here with a move, and spend a couple actions to take him out before he has a chance to hurt us. So let's roll for our Doomseeker. A 6, a 5, a 4, and a 1. It's pretty good, actually. A 6, a 5, a 4, and a 1. The 1 is perfect, since we're just going to use that to move a space. And I don't feel like I'm wasting a die. So we're going to move him right here to clog up this hallway. And he can attack. You can attack through the doorways. That's fine. So he's going to use his 6 for his Doomseeker Axe, which is a 3 or more for a D3 damage. So a 5, he hits. So let's see how much damage he does. 4. That's 2 damage. Okay. This guy has 3 health, 3 vigor. So he takes him down to 1. And we might as well use our Runic War Iron for a 1+, because you want to need a 2 and it does 1 damage, and that'll take him out. So we use our 4 for that. So 2 or more hits, 6. 1 damage is enough to take out this Acolyte. So he's gone. And that levels up our dwarf. 1 more for killing an adversary. Alright, that is good news. So if you slay an adversary with a vigor of 3 or more, put the rune marker on the space above. Leave it there until there is a respite, or until you finish a turn in which you did not slay any enemies. While the marker is there, add 1 to the damage of each of your weapon actions. Oh, that's another one that I'm not sure on. There's a few of these. If you slay an adversary with a vigor of 3 or more, does that mean... Now, there's 3 ways I look at this. I'm not sure which way is right. It's either that the adversary has 3 or more health when he comes on the board. So that's like a stronger adversary. Or, did he kill an adversary that had 3 health? Like this guy. He had 3 health when he started to attack him, and he ended up killing him in 2 actions. Or... do you have to kill somebody and take 3 hit points off in 1 attack? Because his Doomseeker axe, you could technically do 3 damage in 1 attack if you roll, because there's a D3 damage. So if you roll 5 or 6 on the damage, you technically can kill him, do 3 damage and kill him. I don't know which one it is. I haven't seen anything about that. Let me double check. Alright, so I spent about 20 minutes trying to find anything online about this rule for the Doomseeker, and I can't find anything. So, obviously I'm the only one who has problems trying to figure this out. You tend to overthink these things, because I want to make sure that everything is done right, as well as I can. If you slay an adversary with a vigor of 3 or more, so I'm just going to make that, if the guy he's attacking has 3 or more vigor when, if he takes 3 health off a guy, then it triggers. That's how I'm going to go for it. Because I think that makes the most sense. So that's what we're going to go with. So he had 3 vigor when he started attacking him, and he killed him. So that is going to trigger his ability, which I need to grab, because I realize I don't have it, of course. Come on, where are you? Where are you? I moved everything downstairs. Alright, I'm an idiot. It was right here the whole time. Jesus, I'm losing it. Okay, so, I'm putting this on here. Basically, that means that we leave it there until there is a respite, or until you finish a turn in which you did not slay any enemies. While it is there, you add 1 to the damage. So, he needs to continue to slay an enemy to keep it there, or once we rest, it goes away. Okay, so he has a 5 left, and I don't think he's going to charge right in there. Alright, yeah, so he has another ability, the throw an axe, which we'll actually be able to trigger here as well. So we're just going to skip this turn. I want to keep him here to block the way in. So we're going to discard this die. But he does have throw an axe. If there are no adjacent adversaries at the end of your turn, pick an adversary within 3 spaces and roll a die. On a 3 or plus, it suffers a wound. So he basically throws an axe at the end of his round. If there's nobody adjacent to him, which there isn't, he can see this guy. 1, 2, 3 spaces. So he's going to roll a die. On the 3 or more, he takes a wound. That's a 4. Nice. And it's actually because, let's see, while the mark is there, add 1 to the damage of each of your weapon action. Oh, these are weapon actions, so I don't think it's going to count with a throwing axe. It's just 1 damage. It doesn't say it's a weapon action, no. Alright, so the guy in the middle here with the shield takes a wound, which is good because he takes 4 to kill. And that's the end of that. Alright, so we actually get, for the first time, we get to move on to our adversary phase, or adversary, however you want to say it, phase. So, yeah, first time for that. So let's go. So, we look up our Chiric Acolytes. I haven't been able to really show this off yet. So every adversary has a behavior table. You roll a d6, and you basically do what it says here for a group at a time. So we only have 1 group here, the Chiric Acolytes. So we will roll 1 die, and all 3 of them will follow that behavior. Now, let's say we had the Acolytes, and we had some Horrors. We would roll for the Acolytes first, and then the Horrors next, and on their separate table, and every Horror would do the behavior rolled for them, and you just pick which ones you want to start with when it comes around. As I said, we have 1 group right now. So we're rolling a d6 to see what they are going to do. And we get a 5. So the 5 says there is no escape. Each acolyte moves towards the nearest hero. Then, each acolyte attacks the nearest hero with whichever weapon is in range. So they have a movement of 4. So they're going to move as close as they can. And if they get melee range, they'll melee. But if they can't get there, they'll do their ranged attack. I like to randomize things as best I can. I think so. We'll roll a die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the shield guy's coming in first. So he's gonna move in, and let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So he's gonna move in 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3 in front of the dwarf. Then our next guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is going to be him, and that's actually better for us because he's better at range. So I'm just going to randomize it this game. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to move into here, and then this guy is going to move 1, 2 into here to get behind the glaive guy. Actually benefited us more, but I try to randomize it, I think, to keep it that way. So they all move in. So each acolyte moves towards the hero, so they move first and then they each attack. So we'll start with our, the guy here, our adept, the guy with the sword. So because he's melee, he's going to use his cursed blade. It's 2 dice, a 4 more hit for a damage. So let's see, he's going to go after our tank here. So 4 more hit on 2 dice. So that is total misses. Nice. Now we're going to go with our double whammy guy here. Oh no, this is our shield guy. So he's going to go after, I think he's going to go after the Doomseeker, because if he takes 2 wounds, he'll actually level up a little bit, but let's go with that. He likes getting hit. So that is our shield. He's regular, so 2 dice, 4 more is a hit. That's 2 hits, but now the heroes get a chance to save. And the Fire Slayer saves at a 4 or more. So we get to roll a save. Anything 4 or higher, he blocks one of those hits. And he rolls a 5 and a 3, so he blocks one of them. So he takes 1 wound, because he's only do 1 damage. So we put a wound on his card, and now he can only roll 3 dice next turn, unless he's healed before his turn starts. And then the guy with the glaive in the back isn't going to do anything, because he's sitting here. He can't reach to attack. Okay, so that is the end of the adversary phase, and that means we move on to the end of the round. Now, because the adversaries actually attacked us this round, after this fight, we could take a respite and try to find treasure and things of that, and heal ourselves if we want to do instead of get treasure, because we've had the adversaries actually fight. I remember in the beginning of this video I screwed that up from the last time. So it will actually be able to happen this time if we want to go that route. Alright, so we're going to end here. I know this video, I don't even know how long this video is because I stopped it so many times on a few screw-ups I did and trying to find the rules on the Doomseeker and all that. So hopefully it's not too long. And as I said, I'll try to, hopefully I can brighten it up enough. And if for some reason this looks really bad and dark, then I will just have to move everything back up to the brighter, to my kitchen, which is brighter, and it'll probably take me a little longer to get through these videos because I'll have to find good times to do it, but hopefully I can make it look halfway decent. So thanks for watching, guys, and we're going to start the next round. I mean, we have the end of the round phase, so I guess we should just finish that off. The runic token goes over to the Mistweaver at the end of the round, and then if anything is 3 spaces away from the current, any chambers are 3 away from the current tile. This is still our current tile, so we have 1, 2, 1, so all these chambers stay, and then we move on to the Destiny dice to start the next round. So that's what will come on in the next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.